Okay, I built a frame for the smokehouse so it can be treeless. You don't have to have trees for it. I built it in a way that the outfitters tent uses their tents because it is an outfitters type shelter. So what I did, I took some 2x4s, I cut them 6.5 inches or 6.5 feet long, and I drilled from 2 inches back. I drilled a 1 3/8 hole in it because I'm using a top railing of a fence post. The fence post is 1 3/8. So I took 2x4s on each end and drilled 1 3/8 hole, and the pipe slides through. And as you can see here, there's a bolt. I took it like a number 10 bolt, which is real small, a little smaller than a 1/4 inch, and just drilled a hole through the pipe, ran it through. So between each bolt from here and over here is about 12 foot 1 inches. You can see I got my 12-foot mark right here, up there, and I measured 1 inch over, so that way if I ever decide to go with the Smokehouse 2 outfitter, I can still use this. So I put this here so the 2x4s have a place to stop, and then on this side I measured about I gave it 3 inches here for the 2x4s, and I brought it over 1 inch, so I gave it 4 inches, and I drilled another hole, and then I gave it another inch just for safety's sake here. So that way you can see here, this is the Hammock Suspension line, the whoopee sling, and all it does is just circles around this right here. So this bolt right here, the nut takes off or comes off, and you can slide this bolt up, and that way you can put your support line in here to tie these things down with on each end for extra support, and then slide your bolt through, and this holds the rope. This green 550 cord is just for tying this up, basically. It's pretty sturdy. Again, this is top railing. I cut the top railing 6.5 feet, and then I took some 1 inch EMT conduit pipe and slid in between it. I think I already had a piece that was like 42 inches, so I went ahead and used that. So I've got 21 inches on each side of the pipe that I slid into, which makes it quite a bit more sturdier. And then I put little bolts in that, and I put something on top of it just so it gives it a little bit extra support. I'll show you where to put it. So again, this is the smokehouse with the A-frame type outfitter setup, and pretty sturdy. It works pretty good. I've got a hammock in it. Stove jack right here still. It's warmed up, so obviously I don't need a stove. Again, on this side, you can see the whoopee sling just wrapped around here and then goes inside the smokehouse. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to drill a hole about right in here on this pipe, and I'm going to bring it out about 24 inches so I can tie this line to this pole. And I'll do that here in a little bit and add it to the film. That'll be the add back into this film. And that way it gives it a little bit extra support. That way if you want to tie or if I want to, or anybody else wants to tie or put clothes on the line or something like that, it just gives it some extra support, and for storms and what have you. Same on the other side. I'll go ahead and do 24 just because I may end up using a Smokehouse 2 on this frame, and then but I can still tie it to this pole here and give it some extra support on this end right here. Worked out pretty good. Let me show you what it looks like inside. I've got my double hammock in here. This is 11 foot 2 inches actually. It sleeps really good. It's the best laying hammock I've ever been in. Anyway, as you can see, I've got the pole here, right over here. I just have a baggie over this to help protect it from the head of the screw. But you can see right here, I've got the split right here. And I just got a round head at the top. And I just put a baggie over it for now. I'm going to probably put a washcloth or something just to keep it from not messing with the fabric any. I got the head of it, or the end of it pointed down, obviously. But it's got a round head to it. And it turned out pretty good. Really stable. Lots of room in here. Again, this is the original Smokehouse, or the Smokehouse outfitter, that is. And this is me getting in the hammock. Very sturdy, stable. See my clothesline right here. So when you tie those ends off over here, then it really strengthens this up so you can put heavier clothes on here. So again, I'm going to add those pieces on there, and I'll add this to the film. Okay, added some extensions so I can tie out the extra little loops. So I made these little old poles about 23 inches, cut a 2x4 in half. And as you can see, I've got the pull-outs on the sides. The only time you really would need this if it was storming really bad, the wind was bad. Otherwise, I wouldn't tie them on, but in case the wind is extremely bad, you just need some extra tie-out support. Or if you want to use some heavy stuff on a clothesline, I would tie this out. But again, these things right here just fold down to the bottom if not needed. If you want to use these at all, but just something for extra tie-out support. So anyway, I meant to mention also that this little A-frame setup cost about 40 bucks by the time you buy the top railing, the 2x4s, all the hardware that went with it. So it's not too awful bad doing an A-frame type. And again, you don't even have to use a Smokehouse on this. You can put a tarp over it or just a hammock by itself, however you want to do it. I know a lot of people use a tripod setup, but again, for what I'm using it for, this seems to work a little better. So this is it.